back to the channel, welcome back to the shop. I've still got everything pretty much stacked up in here, but just took out of the trailer my 1977 Honda Accord. Can't wait for you guys to just check out this car, man, and see all of the details. Low mileage, collector sort of style, I guess. I'll tell you what, that's enough. Let's just run outside and check out this car. Guys, my one owner 1977 Honda Accord. This car only has 43,000 miles on it. I'm so excited to just show you this car because it is just so cool to me as a Honda enthusiast. The Accord came to America as a hatchback. Today it's much more of a big luxury car, but when it originally came to the United States, it was here to beat the catalytic converter crisis. It didn't even require one. The gas crunch was on and the Accord was here, and it was here to stay. I've been really excited to show you guys this car. This is a one owner car. So before me, there was only one guy who had it, and he had this thing for 43,000 miles, which is just insane that he didn't drive it anymore. But I guess it was kept in a basement garage somewhere in Pennsylvania. I really don't know the history much before me, other than I believe that the original owner has passed away, and then this car went to auction, and somehow we got lucky enough to pick it up. Back when I was much younger, in we'll just say the 80s, I bought a Honda Civic CVCC as my first car. It was blue and it was great to me, and it didn't last very long because, you know, I just wanted to go fast, so I guess I was a little abusive to that car. The CVCC Civic was already here in the United States and already started dominating. In 1976, Honda decided to bring in the Accord, and the Accord was just a little bit bigger version of the Civic, and it's pretty much still the same today, a bit more for the family guy. This was actually the big version, and yeah, in that back seat, you're supposed to put your whole family in here. I mean, you gotta have small children or a literal small family to fit in here, but this was the bigger version. Let me just hop in the back here. In the back seat, and you can see I've got plenty, I guess, sort of plenty of legroom right now, but maybe that's because the seat's up. Let me try to roll the seat back, see what we've got. There's really quite a bit of room. I mean, you see I got some legroom. I'm not a very tall guy though. I'm only 5'9", and I seem to fit in here okay. Not that great. I'm a little tight at the top, and also knees are definitely at the back of the seat. It's gonna take a small driver or someone my size or less to be driving this car, so I guess this was pretty good. But this was considered the larger car back in the old days. Also, check out this little option right here. This is definitely not in modern cars, but right here in the back, there's an ashtray, I guess so that, you know, your kids could smoke. The Honda Accord's first year in 1976 was a hatchback. So the Accord started in the United States as a hatchback. Good to know that it was a hot hatch in the beginning. This CVCC though is a 1977, and this example has, like I said, only 43,000 miles on it and was a one owner car. So it is a great example of what this car would have looked like or should have looked like coming off the assembly line. And I mean, if you were buying this used in, let's say, I don't know, 1979 with maybe 43,000 miles on it, this would be the Honda Accord you'd be looking at. These cars originally sold for base price somewhere around 4,000 bucks. It was like $39,995, you know how they do it. But anyway, it sold for about 4,000 bucks. This particular model I bought for just a bit more than that. If you check out the Mecum Auto Auction episode, that was just a few episodes back, you can see exactly what I paid for it. But it is for sale, and I'd love to take your offer on it if you're interested in grabbing it. I don't want to keep it forever. It has to move along, but I'd love to see an enthusiast or maybe a dealership pick this thing up just because it's just so low mileage. And I mean, just look at how clean it looks. One of the things I really like about this Accord is that old clock. The sound of it, everything, the way it turns over, it's before digital. Really neat that it's in this car and on the dashboard in the old 1977 Honda Accord. It's just the owner's manual, but it is from 1977, so that's pretty awesome. But as I was checking it out, there's lots of information from the guy who originally bought the car, where it was purchased in Pennsylvania, the pre-delivery inspection sheet, which I think is fantastic to have. This piece of paper comes from the Honda factory and comes with the car and shows all of the options and everything that this Honda Accord should have come with, straight from the factory to the dealership. So these are not the dealer options. This is basically your pre-delivery inspection sheet. It's pretty cool that this car still has it from 1977, 6/15/1977. So pretty wild that all of this stuff is still intact and just that old, and was kept by a Honda enthusiast. The best part for me, however, is what my man wrote right back here. Pretty much wrote down every single oil change and all of his maintenance that was done throughout the years. I mean, you can see it starts way back here in 1977. Tells you how many miles were on the car, what he used, everything to do his oil change. Great record keeping by this gentleman who had this car before. And if you look right here at the top, 1983, he did a bunch of work to it. All the way down to 1985, we're looking at the oil filter was done. 2050 was added with 42,000 miles. And looking at the car right now, it only has 43,000 miles. So we are technically still on that oil change. And that is a really long time to be on the same oil. We're gonna get an oil change done in this thing just to make sure that it's tip top before we drive it around anymore, because that's a long time to have the oil in there. Holy shit. And just because I got the car at Mecum, I've kept the window sticker that comes from Mecum. This is not the original window sticker. I wish I had one, but this is the sticker that comes from the Mecum Auto Auction. It basically just shows you the lot number for this car and the simple information that Mecum had to show us. Also, inside the car was this great brochure right here. Man, we should go inside and look at this. Let's do that. Piece of this paperwork that I think is really, really awesome is the original title from 1977. I'm sorry to say that I do believe this gentleman has passed away, but lucky for us, we were able to score this Honda Accord, and he kept it for us all of those years oh so nicely. And you can see right here, it was originally purchased in 1977. And when he bought this car originally, it shows right here the original miles on the car right there being 3. That's it. Just 3 miles on this car when it was purchased originally. So I think it's pretty great that we have the original title that has the 3 miles on it, and that this car was taken care of for all of those years by my man Richard. Thanks so much for taking care of the car for us for all those years and keeping it stored and keeping it climate controlled and doing whatever you did to keep it as magnificent as it is. Thank you so much, Richard. Rest in peace, man. Now I guess the big question really is, does it run? Oh, let me lean the seat back. Does it run? Well, it does, man, and it actually runs really, really well. It does use a choke, and sometimes it's a little finicky. Let's see how she starts up today. Not bad. On the choke still. Now we have fuel injection. It's not necessary, but this engine is carbureted and uses a choke. So, oh, there it is. It's a little finicky to get running, but I guess that's just how it was back then. I don't really know. I wasn't driving in 1977. Got to start it up, and we are running. Let's just take it around the block so we can check it out, man. I mean, it's pretty simple. It's cool that it is a 5-speed car. The Civic only came with a 4-speed or an automatic, and when the Accord was introduced, it was introduced with a 5-speed. So this was a nice little hot hatch with a 5-speed. The car does have air conditioning, but it is not working in this car. Not bad for 1977. I mean, that was a long time ago. It's 2024 right now. I should watch the road. thanks for hanging out with us, and thanks for hanging out with my 47-year-old Honda Accord. It's really nuts that it is that old and still runs and is still on the road. Speaking of classic Hondas, make sure you hang out to the end of the video and get all the details on our trip, on our tour to Classic Hondas on the Dragon this year. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's been fun every year, and we don't want you guys to miss it. Love to see you there. So stay tuned to the end of the video and get all the details on that. But until we see you on the next one,
stay mad.
Madspeed Tour to Classic Hondas on the Dragon. We are a month away. So if you're not ready, you better get ready. Here's a little bit more on the details, where we're going, where we're stopping, what's there, the distance. We're gonna start this thing off as we know in Wilmington. The Home Depot on 210 Eastwood Drive. Depart at 7 a.m. 7 a.m. sharp. B will be there. You'll see the Madspeed trailer. That's a 125-mile trip to Raleigh. We're meeting at the Sam's Club, 2537 South Saunders Street. We're gonna depart Raleigh at 9:30. If you're in the Raleigh area, be there by 9:30. 111 miles to Winston-Salem, North Carolina. That's the big lots. 5952 University Parkway. Catch some lunch, we catch some food, there's gas there. Depart there at 12:15. Got another 126 miles to Glade Springs, Virginia. The TA truck stop, 12433 Maple Street. We're gonna depart Glade Springs, Virginia at 3 o'clock, 3 p.m. That's the last leg. That's a little longer leg as well. There's gas there. It's 151 miles from Glade Springs, Virginia to Airport Honda in Alcoa, Tennessee. We should arrive there between 5:30, 6 o'clock. From 6 to 8, remember, Airport Honda is kind enough to let us in the back, open up the gates, and let us hang out from 6 to 8 for the Classic Hondas on the Dragon pre-meet right there at Alcoa Honda. So thank those guys, buy a new Honda. So that's the tour. We'll give you some more details because there's all kinds of stuff going on. But meet us out there, take this tour, nice easy cruise from Wilmington all the way to Airport Honda for the pre-meet for Classic Hondas on the Dragon.
let's just jump in there, man. Let's just jump on it, and let's, as you can see, we're not allowed to say that. There's a couple of things not allowed to say. All right, so, like, every YouTuber comes back and says, all right, so, and then they say, all right, so, and as you can see, well, look, of course you can see, it's YouTube, it's about TV. Anyway,
all right.
This car, I bought
30, 20, all right.
In 1976, Honda brought over the,
we got about 5 weeks to the Dragon, so if you're not ready, you better get ready.